Hey guys, it's me, Gunky, and welcome back to Ew Gross. So, tried some things with my internet, not sure if they worked at all. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. I'm really anxious. I hope we don't disconnect, but we're just gonna play. It's just so silly to get some losses like this. So, I was thinking about talking a little bit about the team, but I think I'm just going to get into the battles and we'll go over it a little bit at the end of the week, which is coming up soon here. So yeah, how you guys been? Hopefully a good week for you guys. Outside of the battles that we lost simply on account of disconnects, I think we're doing okay. We were in a good position that second game yesterday, but you know, didn't get to see how that one played out. Ooh, if we can't find anyone, we might have some troubles. Oh, internet. Oh, we got Millie here with a 1472 rating. Let's see what Millie's bringing. Millie's got a Bisharp, a Charizard, a Staraptor, Tapu Koko, Whimsicott, and Terrakion. Interesting composition here. Definitely edging for that Incineroar start. The Terrakion, interesting choice though. Empoleon does not seem very good in this matchup, but Latias seems... If I can get the Bisharp gone, Latias seems amazing. My opponent's already locked in. Bisharp does pose a little bit of a threat to my team. I don't have a very good answer for it. I think I have to lead Persian here. Persian Volcarona. Oops. Persian Volcarona, expecting him to lead Bisharp here. Bring the Latias in the back, and I'll bring Togekiss. We'll see. No Tapu Koko here, but I might regret that. Having the Volcarona instead. I just expect my opponent to lead Bisharp here, and I can put the pressure on him instantly. Alright, good luck to you, Millie. Terrakion Whimsicott. Okay, I'm fine with that. My Volcarona is in a pretty good spot. Now, Terrakion gets... I don't remember if it's Defiant or Justified or something with the flinching, so... I definitely want to fake out the Whimsicott. And I think I just go for a Quiver Dance here. If I can get the Quiver Dance up, I'm going to be set. So I do get the fake out into the Whimsicott. And Terrakion uses Rock Slide. Uh-oh. Volcarona, no! Oh, that's too bad. I haven't played against enough Terrakions, I suppose. Well, what I thought was a good matchup is definitely not looking so good, but I can bring my Latias here. I was expecting a fighting move coming into my Persian there, so... I'm going to launch a taunt into the Whimsicott. It's going to get its first move off here, and since it's so threatened, I think Terrakion might switch out here. Although, the element of surprise here with that Terrakion Rock Slide. Well, they both stay in. That's fine, I think. But who knows? Watch him have a Darkium Z or whatever. Terrakion protects. That is more than fine. And Whimsicott, maybe a Tailwind? Yeah. But I'm going to force the Whimsicott to switch here with a taunt. And I do get a Calm Mind off here. So Terrakion is vulnerable. And the question is, does my opponent go for the Feint onto my Persian? I think it will. So I'm going to switch out into Togekiss here. I could get burnt by a Rock Slide or something here, but I think it's a pretty safe play that he's going to go for it. So that's what I'm going to try to predict. If he switches, I'm more than fine because I'll be able to get my free switch in here, and it's almost assured that Whimsicott will switch unless it has something like Moonblast, which won't do much to my Latias at all unless it gets a crit or is invested somehow. But most Whimsicotts don't carry an attacking move. Okay, so he's staying in with both his Pokemon. Beat up. Interesting. Does it have a King's Rock or something? It does go for the Rock Slide. Togekiss shrugs it off. Yep, it does have a King's Rock. Very interesting. Well, I can simply follow me here, and I don't think it's expecting a follow me. And the question is, if it's going to go for the flinch, Terrakion. The question is, do I Calm Mind or Psyshock? I think I Calm Mind here. I think he's going to protect. Or switch out. Nope. But that's fine. It's a very interesting strategy, the beat up King's Rock. This will probably proc my berry here. Is that enough? Yeah. Now, I feel like Terrakion is going to protect here. So I will see if the taunt expires now. So I think, as funny as this is, I still think I follow me, expecting Terrakion protect and Ice Beam into the Whimsicott slot here. Even if Whimsicott switches out, Terrakion could go offensive to try and knock out my Latias, but was not expecting the beat up, that's for sure. Very interesting technique. Similar to a Togekiss in that the flinch chance is pretty high. I think it's a 10% chance to flinch on each hit, so it's 40%. Where my Air Slash is a 60% chance to flinch. So he stays in with both. No protect. It does have Moonblast. Wow. Into the Togekiss with the follow me, so good thing I use that. And it's just gonna keep rock sliding here. So I'll kill the Whimsicott here, but I think that's the last turn of Tailwind here. Yes. So I'm likely. Let's see what it brings. My opponent's really surprised me with the play from his Terrakion. Very aggressive with it, and it's working out. Staraptor. So Staraptor would be pretty fast and physical attacker. I have to follow me here and recover. It's unfortunate because I would much prefer to get an attack off into Terrakion here, and it's likely going to Rock Slide, but Staraptor will probably outspeed the Terrakion, and I need to make sure I don't die from... yeah, exactly. Now the question is, if this Rock Slide does connect, will I be able to live it? A single target damage. Okay, good. So I think that Calm Mind was clearly the wrong choice here. I really need my Latias to carry me through this one. Now, I believe my Persian outspeeds this Raptor. Terrakion's likely to... we haven't seen him play very defensively at all, and I think I can't let him... Even if he protects, I have to just make this play. Staraptor withdraw. Okay. Tapu Koko. Well, that's okay. He will be faster than my Persian if he is timid. And Tracking does protect. So very good plays in my opponent. If I would have got a recover off, it would have been really nice. And we'll see if it's a physical variant. Let's see. Wow. That did a lot for being not very effective. But considering my black glasses, and Tapu Koko doesn't have a bad attack stat. So... Radius really needs to survive this. Should I parting shot the Terrakion? I don't think so. I'm not sure the ability. I really should know more about this Pokemon, but I didn't play while it was available. And I think I Psyshock the the Terrakion. I don't think, like, if Tapu Koko Dazzling Gleams, okay, it's gonna Gigavolt Havoc here. If it's got the Wild Charge, then good game to my opponent. I got into a bad situation where I couldn't really play around that. But if it's just a special Thunderbolt Gigavolt Havoc or Thunder Gigavolt Havoc, something like this, I should be able to survive. And it is a Thunderbolt. That was a crit. Wow. Okay. There's the Justified. It's a dark move, so its attack rises. And it gets the close combat off into my Persian. Well, that crit really mattered in the end then. Well, kudos to my opponent. He navigated that very well. The crit, unfortunate, but... You know, what can you do? I didn't fake out into that Terrakion first turn, which just not knowing what my opponent can bring here really cost me. Well, if my opponent messes up somehow, but it looks to be over. That Volcarona going down early was bad. Well, good game to my opponent. Well, now we know at least that Terrakion has the Justified ability, not Inner Focus or Defiant. Couldn't remember. And we kind of calculated wrong because we didn't expect the Bisharp to come in, but that Tailwind going off wouldn't have mattered so much. The fake out into the Terrakion was the right play, but oh well. You live, you learn. I think that's the main point of this series for me, at least right now, is just learning all the different Pokemon that can go out there. And since I've been never really competitive in VGC, it's a good opportunity for me to learn. It just sucks that my rating is so low. Trying to climb back up for you guys so we can have a little bit more interesting games, but hopefully the content is good so far. That team it seemed like it was in a good spot to deal with some of the common threats, but Incineroar does have low kick for Terrakion, so I'm not so sure of its place in the meta right now. Especially with Landorus being so popular. Landorus plus Incineroar lead would wreck Terrakion. But that's why I thought maybe it had access to Defiant and that people were bringing it as tech. Because any Defiant and or competitive Contrary, any of these abilities that can take advantage of the Intimidates running around is very strong. And worth trying, in my opinion. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about the team and just what it's trying to accomplish a little bit more in depth. The Togekiss is another method of speed control. It's slow itself, which makes it a slower Tailwinder, but as we don't have an opponent, so we're going to have to look again. But in the end, it is good at getting those follow me's off while I need to set up. And maybe in that last game, if I wouldn't have gone for that Calm Mind and gotten a damage on the Tracheon there, I just called the Protect wrong and it wrecked me. So I think what I've learned is, with the follow me's, I gotta use them offensively a little more maybe. One to set up is okay, but the second Calm Mind ultimately didn't even matter because the Tapu Koko's Gigavolt Havoc critted me, which obviously you can't predict, but it's still not... It's not something you should... I can't be defensive with 2 setup Pokemon and 2 offensive Pokemon, especially if my first offensive Pokemon went down that turn 1 to that Rock Slide. So Togekiss can set up Tailwind, which wasn't the ideal setting for my opponent's last team, simply because his Pokemon were faster than mine, Tailwind or no. Which this team does run into that a little issue. There's only 2 really fast Pokemon, which are the Tapu Koko and the Persian. And the rest of the team relies on boosts or countering. So Pokemania from Germany here with a 1570 rating. Let's see what he's bringing. A team of Gardevoir, Tapu Fini, Landorus, Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Manectric. So Empoleon is definitely what I'm interested in bringing here. And perhaps Togekiss. Togekiss has a pretty good matchup against his Amoonguss if he leads Gardevoir Amoonguss Trick Room. So I'm covering my bases this way, and Volcarona seems a little weak to the Landorus, but yeah, and the Fini. I'll bring Tapu Koko in the back, I think. I'm going to leave Persian on the sidelines here. Well, let's see what Pokemania can do. Yeah, this music yesterday scared me. Let's see. Fini, Incineroar. Well, we do catch an Incineroar here, and I don't expect my opponent to understand what my Empoleon does exactly, but he might be afraid simply because I get this Defiant boost. And he might switch out here, but whatever he switches into, I've got a good shot of dealing damage to, and I'll just get a Tailwind up here. If he fake out my Empoleon, that's fine. He honestly does not have a good answer to either of my Pokemon here, but I'll get the speed boost, and if he fakes out, I'll be quicker than it. So it's one of the nice things about this lead. It is extremely weak to Zapdos, and does fake out into my Togekiss, which I'm fine with. And Tapu Fini gets a Calm Mind off here, which thankfully my Empoleon's a physical attacker, and if it brings a Landorus in here... And here's my Hydro Vortex. Let's see. We know that calculated, it's a guaranteed one-hit knockout for most Incineroar builds. Unless it's physically defensive, really bulky. I think this will be a knockout here. And there you go. Get the Oko on the Incineroar. And please bring Landorus. The Tapu Fini Calm Minding up here is annoying, but my Empoleon can absorb both of its hits. It's not very effective against Manectric. Okay. So it does have the electric type here. So if it Mega Evolves, I will get the Defiant. And I'm pretty safe to Earthquake here and Follow Me. Hopefully it Mega Evolves, I get another boost in my attack. It uses Protect. That's fine. If it Calm Minds here, I can... Yeah, and Muddy Waters. So the Follow Me was irrelevant, but that's more than fine. That was a crit on my Empoleon. Yeah. Let's see how much damage this ends up doing to the Tapu Fini. Not very much. But that's okay. I'm just going to go for the same play. And I can end up knocking off the Tapu Fini after this play. And let's see. Manectric might be able to feint my Togekiss. Volt Switch onto Togekiss with the Follow Me. And my Berry will proc here, which is really nice. And it likely has Landers coming in. That would be my guess of what he brought as a fourth, but it's good for my Empoleon if so. It is. This is exactly what I want to see. Empoleon is just so well situated to handle the Landorus and the Incineroar. And the Defiant boost, it will negate my Earthquake damage. Muddy Water goes off here. No accuracy drops, please. Accuracy drop on my Togekiss. That's fine. So, we still have a Tailwind up here. And so I can Liquidation into Landorus, which likely does not have a Protect. It could, and then I'm going to Air Slash into the Tapu Fini. This might proc its Berry. Landorus uses Earthquake. Must Choice Scarf variant here. Getting that knockout onto my Empoleon, and the Berry does proc from his own Earthquake. Interesting. Tapu Fini gets a Moonblast into my Togekiss, and I faint. Well, that is very unfortunate. Choice Scarf Landorus, definitely something I have a hard time dealing with. But I do have Tapu Koko here, and Latias. Oops. The annoying thing is the Calm Mind on the Tapu Fini here. So, Manectric could come in. I think I Wild Charge the Fini, Mega Evolve, and actually, that's not the play. He's got the Choice Scarf, so I need to protect with my Tapu Koko and Mega Evolve and Ice Beam. If he switches out into Mega Manectric, that's fine. And that should be his play. Yeah. But I have to play around it. So, Manectric has the Lightning Rod ability. But it might force him not to Mega Evolve to protect his Fini. +1 Moonbeam, or Moonblast rather, is going to hurt my Mega Latias here. But if I can feint this or freeze it or something, oh yeah, he's especially defense invested. Moonblast into my Latias, yeah. I should have read this from my opponent. Wow, and a special attack drop. That's really unfortunate. My opponent played that very well. The only thing I can really go for is Dazzling Gleam here, and I have to recover up here, but my opponent will just take me out, maybe, potentially. How much did he do? About 130 or so? I just have to go for this and hope it faints. Hope I get a crit. Metric does protect. With the Dazzling Gleam and Side Shock, I don't know. I might not have enough damage here. Come on, I think I need a crit for this to work. Yeah, there's no chance. Well, good game to my opponent there. The Choice Scarf Landorus really beat me. So, well, we didn't get any wins today. That's unfortunate. I really thought my Empoleon was going to clean up his team there with underneath Tailwind, but he had the answer. He had the answer in the Choice Scarf Landorus. So, not many of those. You're not seeing too many, but I guess in a team that has both Incineroar and Landorus, it's not that uncommon to have one because they both like to wear Assault Vests, but good game to my opponent. Thinking that Empoleon wants Protect is one thing I've noticed. Ice Beam is not necessary, I don't think. I'm killing the Landorus with my Defiant. I'm kind of relying on that, so I think it's something I'm going to change before the next battles because it needs to be able to protect itself from certain elements. But other than that, I'm liking the team, even though we didn't do so well today. So thanks, guys, for watching. We'll have one more day of content before I go over team recap and maybe give an extra video just because I tweaked the team. We'll see. I'm still deciding how I want to set up the channel. So if you guys have any critiques, any comments, let me know in the comments below. And until later, until then, we'll see you later.